Alrighty guys, I am back with a past funded. Yes, I know, we were on the road to a funded. Skipped ahead a little bit. But we're off a top step onto Apex just to get you back onto the timeline. And we're going to do a little trade recap. Alright. Now, the price action this week has just been terrific. Or not terrific. It's been terrible. It's been absolutely... It's just been horrible. But we still banged out. We still banged out somehow. Not somehow, but... You know, we on a P's and Q's, man. You gotta be locked in. You gotta be locked in to be making this money, man. Alright. But let's see what we took today. Now, NQ took sell side liquidity right here. Now this kind of changed the game for NQ, but it took this sell side liquidity, and on ES it did not. If you can see here, this is 11 a.m. Tuesday. I'll zoom in to make sure. See, no liquidity taken. So this is SMT, and we swept sell side liquidity for NQ, which is a win-win situation. Let's lock this in. 11 a.m. Tuesday. So yeah, same low. NQ swept, ES didn't sweep, SMT divergence, sell side liquidity. Alright, now let's break it down into a lower time frame. Let's go to 5 minute first. Alright, 5 minute doesn't give us any context besides how horrible this candle looked when I entered, how it closed. That looks horrible. Let's dial down into the 1 minute. I took 3 trades today. Now 2 of these trades were only 1 contract, so it wasn't a big loss, but we'll go through it anyways. Right here, take a break of structure, or market structure shift I should say, after sell side liquidity was taken. Price reprices down into this breaker, and I go long within this FEG breaker type situation. I'm pretty sure this is classified as a unicorn. Okay, so I went long right here, got near stop, and then had a little bit of hope, and then lost all the hope when my stop loss got hit. Then we carry on. We look through all this chop. We look at all this chop, and then we decide to take this along. And if you look at it right here, you see this doesn't look like a great long setup. Now today was like pure chop fest, and it didn't really have any good entries, I would say, and this was the best thing I could kind of grab onto, if that makes sense. Let me see, 15 minute. Yeah. Alright, so ignore this weekly FEG, but let's look at the 15 minutes. So what was it? Maybe it wasn't the structure on the 15 minute, maybe it was 5 minute. Yeah, it was 5 minute. Okay, so we had this down candle, up candle. Now this creation of the next candle, I was just expecting higher prices right here. Nothing else but higher prices. Since we hit this OB on the 5 minute, looking for higher prices. Go down to the 1 minute. I see a FEG right here. Now this is pretty tiny FEG, but took a leap of faith. Went long on this, risking 180 bucks, because on this last play I lost 70 bucks. Yeah, it was 70 bucks. It was only one con, so I try to risk 250 only and then stop at that. So that's why I risked only 180. Took this long, banged out, took 3 contracts here, took 2 off at this top. I let 1 ride. The one that was riding got stopped under this low. Which is kind of disappointing, but once my first TP gets hit, I usually bring my stop up to break even. So even if I had my stop at break even, I would have got tagged out. As you can see, price continued upwards. I was targeting a pretty high level though. I was targeting up here, this high for my final 1 contract from this trade, but that didn't get hit. So what was made on this trade was what was it? Like, I want to say 230 bucks. 230 bucks. So I made 230 bucks recovering from this L, which left me at 160 profit. Just about. Let me see if this, yeah, 160 profit, just about. And I just wanted to, I like even numbers, so I wanted to try and get to that next 100 mark instead of this having that 60 bones in my account. So I took a long right here. This was actually when I went in the shower. I expected us to hit this high that I marked out previously. Over here, as you can see, we can still eat that for now. But I was targeting that high. I thought we would see higher prices easily once we reject back into here, but that was not the case. Price wanted to head all the way down back here, which is whatever. This is kind of the last stage of accumulation from the sell side liquidity being taken, so it's pretty high up there, which leads to a lower chance of trade working out in my favor. But yeah, that's what happened today. So I lost that 60 bones, ended with $100 in profit. This Monday I hit a 2RR trade risking 250, so I made 500 Monday, 100 today, 600 on the week. And I'll show the account right now. Right here we are at 51,404. So once that account hits 500, or not 500, 52,600, we'll be able to take our first payout, and that is what I'm shooting for right now. Take the first payout, buy another account, maybe buy 2 accounts, and get those passed and keep getting dough out of this account from payouts. Now that'll be the end of the review today. Took 3 trades today. I never normally take 3 trades. Bare minimum is usually, or maximum I guess, is 2. You know, I try to shoot for 1, but if the chart is looking nice, I hit 2. Now today was a little reckless, I would say. Pretty reckless. I should have stopped at this W right here, knowing that the market was pretty choppy and not really in my favor to trade at the moment. But I took the risk and took a long right here, trying to bang out a little bit more cheddar cheese. And yeah, that'll wrap it up for today. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.